All right. Can you go ahead and introduce yourself for everybody along with your business?
Sure. My name is Marlon Fiel. I am here in Louisville, Kentucky, and the name of my cleaning company is the Blue Clean.
Awesome. Marlon, where were you born and where did you grow up?
So I am originally from the Philippines. I migrated in 2001 to the USA, and yep, that's where I'm from. I'm from the Philippines.
Awesome. And
Uh-huh.
when did you migrate?
2001.
2001. Okay.
Yes.
Well, and then what were
Mhm.
some of your favorite things to do as a kid?
Okay, so favorite things to do as a kid. Basically, what I can recall is just basically, staying out as late as I can in the evening, just being outside. You know, uh, we didn't spend a lot of time inside. There's really not much to do except just watch TV. But like I said, most of the time we spend outdoors and just make up some games. It could be playing with rocks, playing with sticks. Definitely basketball too, basketball and football or soccer. But like I said, basically being outside and just playing whatever we can think of. That's what we really spend most of my the childhood.
Awesome. So you were creative. You no matter what you really had to work with, you could figure something out.
Yeah, yep, I think so. Yeah.
Awesome. And then when you were younger, did you know what you wanted to be when you grew up, when you got older? Did you know you wanted to do business or did you want to take a different career path?
Sure. When I was growing up, nothing really that stick out. I think I remember what I really wanted to have is definitely have some land, maybe have some little animals like farm animals. That's really the one that definitely stick out that I wanted to be. Just have some land and have some some farm animals and some like some crops to grow, vegetables, stuff like that. That's the one that really stick out. That's what I can remember.
Okay, awesome. And then do you have any siblings or are you an only child?
No, I've got an older brother and I've got an older sister. I'm the youngest, and they're still back in the Philippines.
Okay. And is anybody in your family business owners, your mom, dad, or any relatives?
Sure. Oh yes, yes. Definitely. I definitely give my mom a lot of credit. 'Cause she's the one that definitely has the entrepreneurial backbone in her family. Like I said, I can. My mom has probably touched everything that she can think of. Like I can remember when we were growing up, we used to have our own little cafeteria, little restaurant. We started with that, and then we from there, I remember my mom. We would help her. We would like create like homemade peanut butter, and she would sell it to her coworkers. And then from there, we also like sell some fruits. Like we package. There's a lot of mangoes in the Philippines, so we would like contract like a mango tree planters. We will box them out. We'll sell them to Singapore, and then from there, my mom started selling insurance. So like I said, and she works as a full time. She works for government, so that was she always had a side hustle. She always had a side gig because she knows that just working for the government it's not going to be enough to provide a decent quality living for the family for sure. So she's touched pretty much everything that I can think of.
Okay, and you helped out when you were younger, so
Oh yeah,
whenever
yeah.
you saw her needing help or just anything, you were there with your siblings.
Sure. Yeah. Yes. Yes. I was. Yeah. Definitely. There's no other options. In the house. Yeah. Definitely, all of us have to help. But I can kind of like see. I can kind of tell that I was really the one that was pretty aggressive. I was always the one that was really basically helping out. My brother, my sister, they always find a way to not help. On those business dealings like that. They're always gonna find a way. But me, I'm always the one that gets pushed around to help out with my mom for sure when she does all of this business stuff.
So you knew you liked it when you were younger. You there was something that you weren't like your siblings where they were trying to get out of it, go hang out with friends and do other things. You wanted to be there. You liked it.
I guess you can say that way that I've always been. I don't know if it was just to please my parents, or definitely I just have the drive to do something a little bit more than the ordinary. Either way, I don't know.
All right. And then what's your experience and background? Like,
Mhm.
did you go to college for business or did you go to college for something else?
Mhm. So I've got a degree as a physiotherapist. Completed my bachelor's degree as a physiotherapist in the Philippines, and then I was able to get a working visa, and then applied for a job here in the U.S. Landed here in southern Indiana, Clarksville. It's basically across Louisville. That's where my first job here, and that's where I ended up here in the United States.
And how long were you at that job before you decided to do something else? Or when did you decide that you wanted to do something business related?
I'm so I'm still working as a physiotherapist right now.
Okay.
I work part time. I would say, I work part time, which is 3 days a week. I also work sometimes on the weekend. So basically, yes, no, I'm still, I'm not, I haven't fully got off from my physiotherapist or my W-2 job yet. I'm still working on
Okay.
it.
Let's go a little bit towards the business now.
Mhm.
Why did you end up starting your cleaning service?
So, like you said, just based on the background I was talking to you about, that entrepreneurial spirit, itch, or drive. I've always wanted to start something, and then added to that, I've been a physiotherapist for about 20 years, so I've got this burnout as well that I'm just working as a W-2, working for someone. I just feel like there's not much any opportunities for advancement. So I've always been looking to, like, what can I do? What can I do? And then what can I do to start my own business or get out of my healthcare job for sure? Because I was definitely feeling burnout. So just been looking around, and then just browsing on YouTube, Twitter, just definitely, I would give credit. Liam was the first one that really was like spreading out all, laying a format of groundwork for cleaning business. So, it definitely caught my eye, my attention to that one. So I definitely started looking in it. And what really ignite or really gave me an idea about starting, all other businesses, cleaning business is, and I want to give a shout out to my coworker because I told her I will give her a shout out if, I get interviewed on a podcast or any interviews like that, because what really happened, what was the light bulb moment was like, me and my coworker, which is a physical therapist too, we both had kids in the same school, and this was during maybe not in 2020, but maybe 2021. Still, we're still in the pandemic. She told me about it. I was sitting beside her. She told me about, like, she attended a meeting for a parent teacher student association meeting, and she was telling me about, like, the school is having hard time finding some cleaners to clean the school. There was a demand, so they were actually, willing to pay a lot, but they couldn't find any people to clean for the school because, all the, I don't know, all the pandemic stuff. Nobody wants to work, or they're getting all that what do you call it, incentives like that. So that really kind of, like, like, light up my mind about, like, if there's a demand there, and there's no cleaners in there, this would really be a good industry or service or area to really start looking to. So that's part of that too, that I really dig into the cleaning business.
Yeah, Liam, you mentioned Liam Kersher. He's a
Hmm.
great guy. I talked to him
Yeah,
recently. Super insightful, super helpful. So he's a
yeah.
great guy to have him as a mentor as well. So
Uh-huh.
when did you exactly start your cleaning business?
So I would say it started like opening up the LLC, setting up everything around July. That's why I really started up, opening up the formal business. I think it was July that I opened up LLC, and got all
Of
that
of
business
of
from
last year,
last year.
2022.
Yes, yes, 2022. I started doing definitely, like I said, all the research definitely started around March. When my coworker told me March, April, May. I think May definitely started laying out the groundwork. Definitely, just laying out the groundwork, just putting everything in paper. And then July was the one that really started up, opening up the business account, LLC, and all
Okay.
of that stuff.
Awesome. And then do you remember roughly how much did you invest
Hmm.
in the business when you first started?
Sure. So I definitely invested right around, I would say probably maybe about like close to $1,000. So what happened is I mentioned, I think I might have mentioned to you is I started instead of going straight to Booking Koala for the scheduling or booking platform, I started out with Podium.io. I think all that researching I was doing all prior to opening up business in July. For whatever reason, I think Podium was the one that kind of sticks out to me. So that's why usually I started with them. Got the open up an account, get the scheduling, and then maybe the website started on that one. And then that's why I spent a little bit more than that one because I think I spent, I don't know, maybe roughly maybe $300 to $400, something like that, maybe close to $300, and I couldn't get that money back. So that's why it could be less if I start right away with Booking Koala. But since I spent some money with another scheduling platform, that's why it was probably close to about $1,000 that I spent.
Okay. And then how much, when was your first booking?
So my first booking was last year, September 2022. That was
Oh,
that was our first booking officially. Officially,
and
we had our first customer.
from September till
Mhm.
now, how much total revenue have you done?
So September till now, gross revenue we are at around about $86,000.
Wow, excellent. Those are
Yep.
great numbers. And is it
Okay. Yeah.
how much would you say percentage wise is one-time customers versus recurring customers?
I mean, I can pull it out here on Booking Koala, which you guys make it so easy. But do you want me to or
Sure, sure.
okay? Report. So, from what period would this be, Michael? Like, from when we started or
Let's
last
do this.
quarter,
Let's do this year from January till now.
January? Sure. Yeah, I can pull it out. So now, okay. Mhm. All right. So, and what was the question again? Was it just more the number of bookings or more on the revenue side?
One time versus recurring.
Okay. Are you talking more on the amount, right? The
Let's
revenue.
do yeah, bookings and revenue. Let's do both.
Okay. All right. So, I'm pulling out the booking quality report here. Bookings total is from, like I said, the first of this year till as of today. What it's showing right now is for total bookings 194. Recurring is definitely 93. Those are the recurring bookings. And then for the amount for the revenue, said I'm pulling out about like $48,924 on the revenue as of today, and then the recurring for that one would be $17,278.
Excellent. Now let's talk a little bit go towards your hiring side. What
Hmm.
talk about your hiring funnel? What's that
Sure.
look like? Best practices for hiring. But
Hmm.
let's start off with: are you doing the independent contractor model, or are you doing the employee model?
So right now, yes, I'm doing the independent contractor month.
Okay, and how many contractors do you have?
As of today, I've got 8 so far.
8. Okay,
Yes.
so now let's talk about your
Mm-hmm.
hiring.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing for hiring? What are some good things you're doing with hiring, and what are some things that you try to stay away from?
Sure. So definitely, I would say my number one source for finding good cleaners is Indeed.com. I would say I think I've got like 4 from Indeed, and then the other one would be another website called Housekeeper.com. I've definitely found 2 cleaners in there that are really, really, excellent cleaners. And then the other 2 are just referral from my current cleaners. So, I've got cleaner, they referred me this, they know someone, so onboarded them. Same thing too with the another cleaner, they referred another cleaner, so I onboarded them. So definitely, just getting referrals from my current cleaners, which they said supposed to be your best, best source to to get cleaners from
Awesome.
from your current employees, because they can, I guess, they can vouch it for you, better for you. But
Absolutely.
so yes, those. So yes, that's the definitely my main source of hiring funnel like that. And then I know a lot of people, they talk about hiring, but I'm definitely more focused on retention. You know, I think that's what a lot of people are missing right now is, and it's not just for the cleaning industry. It's same thing too where I work, my other job, which is healthcare. A lot of people they definitely focus on hiring, like giving sign on bonuses for new hire. But a lot of the current employees are having issues like this new cleaners are getting sign on bonuses like that. But what about the current employees like that? So that's so what I'm trying to say is like, I'm definitely more focused on the retention part, like, and how I do it is definitely, engagement, definitely just, I've got a Slack platform that, all my cleaners are there. We talk every day. It could be the job, it could be just any other topic. So I think that's one way to definitely kind of get engaged. We run some contests, promotionals, for the cleaners. Last week, we had our big event here at Kentucky Derby last Saturday over here in Louisville. So, I run a contest for my cleaners, like, pick a Derby winner. Everybody, whoever gets the Derby winner for the during the Derby gets $25. So I think just different ways I can think of. We had a company outing. We went to Top Golf on April. So like I said, I think that's what a lot of. I mean, yeah, definitely you need to hire some cleaners, but after that, you definitely need to focus on retention, because I think that's what a lot of companies are missing. Is the retaining those good cleaners for sure.
That's a great point. A
Hmm.
lot of people are focusing on just hiring as many as possible and seeing
Yeah.
kind of who sticks, but not necessarily, like you said, keeping that retention in check and making sure from the get-go hiring the right people and keeping those right people going forward, which you're using your current cleaners who are great to give you those referrals for their friends. So
Yep.
it definitely helps out like that. And then
Mhm.
how many, you don't necessarily have to break it down, but how many steps would you say your hiring process is from start to finish?
Sure. Yeah. So, I've got my posting, I keep my posting on Indeed. Same thing with housekeeper. Once they reach back to me, I definitely, just message them back about setting up a Zoom interview. Definitely, I do want be able to see their face, and for them to be able to see my face as well, face of the company, the owner of the company. So after the virtual Zoom interview, if everything checks out, I do, run their background check. After that, if everything checks right, I do see when I onboard them to the Booking Quala platform, to Slack, to Stripe, I do meet them personally. I would like to kind of like make a connection and see if they got any more questions like that. But definitely just get to know more, make a connection. So that's kind of like my second stage of the hiring process, definitely the onboarding, and I want to do it definitely personally as much as possible. And
Awesome.
then from there, I don't do test cleans. I just kind of like trust my gut, like, hey, you know what, after doing this interview, getting to know them, I feel like, I think, I'll trust you. So no test cleans, just go ahead and assign them. It could be individual or it could be a team, and just take it from there.
And how would you say that the test, not doing test cleans, is that working for you, you say?
So far, yeah. So far, I have not anyone that did not show up, because, like I said, I'll just make sure that the cleaners, the one I'm going to be hiring, are reliable. Nobody has a no showed on the job. Nobody has complained about this cleaner has doesn't have any good quality. So far it's working so far with no testing. Maybe
Excellent.
down the road, maybe, but so far right now I'm okay with no testing for now.
I mean, why change it if it doesn't, if it's
Uh,
working
yeah,
and nothing needs to be changed, why change it, you know? Just
sure.
keep doing what you're doing and you don't have to add it in. Let's talk a little bit more towards marketing now.
Mhm.
Some of your strategies, where are you marketing? What are you doing successfully? Tell me about things that you've done that
Sure.
haven't been successful.
Sure. So definitely, number one source of leads will be your normal Google LSA. Um, I just utilize their maximize using maximizing their budget like that. From there, I've been kind of like on a weekly basis. I've been kind of like tapering it down. It really depends on how busy we are. If we get busy, I would kind of like either turn it off or maybe just cut down the budget because it's just I just won't be able to accommodate if I get more calls this week. So definitely number one would be Google LSA. I've definitely I posted on Twitter. That was the first time, because we've been pushing content like every week. We've been pushing content on Facebook and Instagram. So last week I got a booking from Instagram. That's the first, since we've been open in September. I've had definitely a few customers from Facebook as well. Not as much, like I said, maybe one to two or three, something like that a month from Facebook, just messaging because they're able to see our content that we post on different Facebook groups. So I've had a few of those. I've also had a few from Nextdoor. Same thing. Nextdoor is a little bit tricky. I've noticed about that. There's a lot of betting between the people that post in there. Like hey, this one here, this one here. So it's not like people there are not ready to buy or hire you right away. They definitely do a lot of betting on the neighbor, depending on where you are located and neighbors. So I also started out advertising in Yelp. I finally give in. After them calling and calling, like every week. So like, hey, you know what? Let's go try. I'd like to. You know, so far, like I said, on a monthly basis, we're ranging from like 10 to 15K a month gross. I'd like to push it past 15. So that's why I want to go cast a wider net. That's why I want to try Yelp as well this month and see if we get some good leads or an increased customers. So basically that one, and definitely your door to door as well. I know I've walked into some apartment complexes. I've definitely got definitely a few customers that one. Actually, my very first customer that aside from it wasn't really the first. It was kind of like the second kind of group of customers that I got was actually an apartment moving mobiles. I'll walk into the apartment, introduce myself, and they were just ready to hire because they needed some cleaning company to do their mobiles. So that was really, I would say that was really my big break because after that, the domino just keeps falling, the momentum just keeps going on after that apartment complex. But yeah, definitely, I just walked into the apartment complex and definitely was able to get land a job on that one.
Excellent. And what you said you're starting with Yelp this month.
Oh yes, yes, yep.
Okay, and you don't have to share, but your budget
Mm-hmm.
wise, are you trying to match what you have at it with Google LSA, or are you going less?
I think it's less. I would say it would be more because same thing with Yelp too. They do charge you per lead, and right now on my area it's $15, which $15 to $20 with Yelp, and that's kind of like the same range where I average with Google LSA. So I would say kind of more the same.
Okay. And how many reviews do you have on Yelp?
On Yelp, I don't have any. Not on
Okay.
Yelp. Like I said, I've been, like I said, I have really not been active with Yelp with posting like that. We just updated our page, got some promotions in there. But yeah, we definitely just optimized our page like last week once we, started.
Might be a little tricky with having no reviews. So
Yeah.
test it for that first month, see how it works. But
Hmm.
if not, I would suggest getting some reviews on Yelp. Stop
Hmm.
stop advertising the next month. Get about 5 to 10 reviews, and then
Okay.
try again and see,
Sure.
because that might be your pain point with that.
Got it.
For
Okay.
you versus your competitors, talk to me about
Hmm.
that. What are you doing differently versus
Sure.
your competitors in the area?
Yeah. So what I've noticed, just basing this on my Google reviews, I don't really. I feel like there's really nothing like just aesthetically the website like that. There's nothing really that stands out my company or other services that I offer that my other companies. But what I can say is I think what stands out my company from other companies is like our communication. is definitely number one. We've been mentioned a lot with how good we communicate with the customers. Definitely, if you see our Google reviews, definitely communication is there. Uh, Being responsive. I think communication, great communication, and being responsive with customers. I think that's been mentioned a lot in our Google reviews. To me, that feels like those two qualities of my company that I take pride of, and I always tell them about that too. Is the one that makes me stand out with the other local cleaning companies in my area.
Excellent. And have you done any research into seeing how many of your competitors have online booking versus not?
Yes, yeah, they yep, they've got. I mean, most of them has. I would say 5 out of 10 that I've looked up, they do have online booking.
Okay. And then
And
how
I think
much?
I was to say, I've noticed about two or three new companies too that pop out in this in my area, and I think they use Booking Quality too. So that was pretty cool when I look up
Oh,
their website.
that's awesome. That
Yeah,
is now you gotta. It starts to become a little bit of a battle now. You see other people using the same software. It's like
sure, of
fight
course.
for fight for the top, fight for the first spot.
Yeah, and
So
it's
when
good.
yeah,
Competition's good.
competition is good. It
Uh-huh.
makes you not be complacent. It pushes you, and it's going to take your business to the next level for sure.
I agree. Completely agree.
So when you started, how much time did you spend in the beginning on
Mhm.
starting the business, and versus how much time are you spending right now?
Sure. Definitely, when I first started business, all that due diligence, all that research that I did, just like I said, I created the website based on what Booking Quality provided their templates. So definitely, I spent a lot on that one, just tweaking the design, tweaking the parameters. So, I mean, I'd probably, burn some candles in there, maybe stay up to like 11 or 12, midnight, something like that. So definitely for the first few months and before I launched my website, my business, and then same thing too. I'm like a night owl too, so I definitely like to spend a little bit more later in the night, but more on the business. Definitely, right now I do also want to let you know I did started hiring a VA like early March. So since me hiring a VA to help me out manage the cleaners, the customers, kind of like the daily operations, a little bit on the sales. Definitely, I'm able to spend a little bit more on the marketing side. But I still, I mean, this is kind of what my main focus is. My main business right now, my own business right now. So definitely, it's always in there. It's always in the background. I might not be working on it, but I've always look at Twitter, Discord, Facebook. I'm always finding some ways to definitely keep growing, keep improving the business. But definitely time is definitely stress definitely a little bit less stressful, and that's because I'm kind of like I feel like I've already laid a little bit of the foundation, and with the VA help for sure, that's helping me out with the social media management. So definitely a little bit less stressful, but I'm still definitely 24/7 still thinking about the business.
Excellent. And it is I don't know if you said, is your VA full time or part time?
I would say she's more full time because she works for me like 4 days a week
Okay,
during our open hours.
excellent. And is this your only business, or do you have any other businesses
Yes, this is my only business for now.
for now? What are you planning
Yes,
on the future?
yeah. I mean, like I said, since with how booking quality is making it easier for the scheduling, the booking platform, how the connectivity with payment system like that. Definitely looking into more home service business. Looking into painting, maybe incorporating some like maybe some external house cleaning, anything home service for sure. For now, that's what I've been like focusing more on. See what we can add on to our cleaning business.
Excellent. And where do you see your business in the next 5 to 10 years?
Where I see my business next 5 to 10 years is definitely, definitely looking more into maybe a year or two, maybe start to look into more like hiring some full-time employees. In that way, I can have my cleaners wear some uniforms. I can kind of like maybe control like the system, like when they get in, what do they need to start cleaning, like maybe different types of like color coding, the microfiber coats that they can use for bat stuff like. There's just a lot of ways you can kind of like work around if you hire full time employees. You can have your
Right.
own cars like that. So something like that. That's definitely my ultimate goal. Is definitely establish a more local, reputable cleaning company as well. Um, that's basically where I'm looking at right now.
Okay. So you want to transform and go from the independent contractors to employee model, have a lot more cleaners, a lot more employees, you know, driving cars that
Mhm.
are branded and
Sure.
basically brand everything around the business.
Yes. Yeah.
Excellent. So you mentioned you started with Podium IO. How long
hmm
were you with them?
I would say I was actually with them for about maybe I would say between 2 to 3 weeks,
Okay.
and quickly pivoted away from them.
So what was the reasoning for switching to us from Podium?
Sure. I did, like I said, I did mention on the Booking Quality community on Facebook about I feel like like Booking Quality is kind of like the Apple of the cleaning platform, while Podium is more like the Android, which I mean, it's nothing wrong about Android. It's just like Booking Quality is just I feel like it's just more user friendly, so a bit easier to kind of navigate. And this was like I said, I haven't looked at Podium IO right now. I'm sure they've done a lot of like revisions and improvement. But at the start, it was just a little bit harder to understand. When I was creating a website, they had, which was good. There was actually someone that was helping me out, but there was just not a lot of like flexibility how to kind of move around the web page, the booking like that. It was just a little bit more, like I said, for me, I'd like to have a little bit more control. That way I can do whatever I feel like, what's going to be representing my company. But like to me at that time, it was just, there was a lot of just restrictions at that time, like what you can do and what you can't do compared to what Booking Koala allows you.
I see. So, and then what month did you sign up for Booking Koala then? June?
Yeah, no, it was July. It was still
July.
July, maybe July or August. I'm sure it was between July and August.
Okay. So I guess you kind of already answered my next question. What drew you into using us and kind of why? It's more that it's user friendly and anything else besides user friendly that you could
Sure.
explain?
Yes. Definitely. Since I just found out maybe 2 or 3 months ago about logs, I think, where you can pull out like reports. Most especially, it's definitely beneficial when you pull out your sales tax when you have to report your sales tax every month. I can put it out on is it on I think it's either in reports or logs. Any of that feature there where you can pull out the sales for the month, and I think you can download it as a CSV format, and you can just total the sales tax in there. So that's easier. I can just submit that to my accountant. It makes it easier, and like the accountant was like, "Wow, Marlon, and where was this before?" Because I was doing it manually before I discovered it. So that really helps a lot. And then I would say the dashboard for sure, the color coding of the cleaners that helps a lot too. Makes you see right away like who's customer or the cleaners looking to do the jobs for that day. And then definitely connectivity to payments, like connectivity to Stripe. I mean, that makes it a whole lot easier as well. You can just pay your cleaners as well right off from Booking Koala. That definitely helps a lot.
Excellent. And then, so what are one or two of your favorite features now from any of those that you listed or anything else?
I think like the report where you can pull out the CSV logs for sales tax, that would be my number one to make it easier. And then num- number two would be a battle between the color coding of the cleaner or the connectivity to Stripe, which makes it so easy. So either of those is a toss up, basically.
Okay. And then what's one feature that we have that you can't live without?
One that you can't live without. It would be that's hard because there's a lot. One would be really, really, like hard. Like I said, I would say maybe just the dashboard where you pull it out. Most especially the when you click out the month, and you can see all the jobs basically all at one page. That would be
Okay.
the one I would, pick from the good ones that you guys have.
What's a feature that we don't have that you wish we did?
Uh-huh. Now that one there, I don't know if a lot of people are talking about that too, but to me, it would be, which is, I don't know if you guys are able to do it, which would be like more on the CRM part. Like, I'm looking into go high level to kind of like automate the leads, capture leads, stuff like that, nurturing all that funneling process. So that's the one that if booking quality can kind of integrate that, I think that would be definitely, I mean, that would really definitely make you stand out because, everything is there. You get your lead nurturing and lead capturing, and we can track down your customers. I think that part to me, I think would be good.
Excellent. Now, what are going to be some words of encouragement for somebody who's watching this, who's
Hmm.
on the fence about starting? Talk, talk. Let's talk about. Let's see if you could talk to yourself back
Hmm.
in March or April. What would you tell
Sure.
yourself back then to just get started?
Got it. So I'm not sure if I could. So what I would advise is like I'm sure you all heard about doing too much analysis could cause paralysis. So and that's what I thought what I did is like like I said when I started looking at around March, April, and then started in July. So that took me less than 6 months to go ahead and take some action, and then just kind of go along with it. Just keep working, just be committed on what you're doing. So I think commitment is better than doing a lot more analysis or due diligence before you start and putting into action. Definitely do your due diligence, do some research, do some analysis, and then after that one, just you know take an action because, like I said, delaying it's just gonna not gonna it's not gonna be good for you. And then after that, you just commit to whatever you did. I think that's what I feel like what helped me a lot to where I am right now.
Excellent, Marlon. Thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure, and hopefully, we'll get to interview you in a couple of years and see where your business is at that point.
Thank you very much, Michael. Thank you very much for this opportunity. And like I said, I'm really, really glad I got to find Booking Quality because, without this platform, without you guys, it's going to be probably a little bit harder to navigate this type of business.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
All right.
We'll talk soon.
Thank you. All right.
Bye bye.
Bye.